This is a Poet Punch podcast.
We open up in a secondary dark basement, filled with lab equipment. But in the middle of the room is a slab with a body on it. The body of one Nat Hay.
Right, hello.
Who has 2 gunshot wounds, one fatal and one otherwise. Both in the head.
Yeah.
A scientist walks in. Without saying a word, the scientist jams the body with a needle filled with super soldier serum and nanobots that can heal anything, heal any wound, all while implanting a virus that can force the victim to bend to its will and do what it says. The scientist then presses a button which wakes up the reanimated corpse of Nat Hay.
Thomas, there's a person.
Silence.
Who are you?
I am the doctor.
Are you? Oh, what's your name, man?
Dr. Hydraman.
Hydra Man.
Hydraman.
Right.
So the doctor notices your resistance to the situation, as anyone would be, having been brought back to life.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
And the Dr. Hydraman begins to read from his book of mind control. He reads aloud. Rico. Jamuk. Maid Man. Guma. Wise Guy. Capo. Che Bruta. Sofia Valcon. Don Omerta. Gabagool.
I'm locked in.
Your mission: find Tom Tricerri and create a second season of Freaky Feige.
Yes, boss.
No matter the cost. Get in that elevator.
It's gonna be like 9 episodes, boss.
I think it might be 10.
Something like that, boss.
Yes.
I get in an elevator.
You go up a few floors where you reach the ground floor.
Right.
Ding. Oh, hello, Nat.
Oh, hi.
You're alive.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to get on with the
no
episode
worries.
then. All right.
Season 2.
Let's generate a new number.
Oh.
Ready?
Oh, straight in. Okay. Is Mr. Feige with us?
Yeah, he's always here.
Yeah. Hello. It's me,
Nat, why did you make that noise in front of him?
Mr. Feige.
Don't make fun of him while he's here.
Hello.
All right.
No, I'm the one talking.
Good
I
God.
sound like this.
All right. Let's generate a new number right now.
Never movie.
12. So that's 12 out of 80.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get to
That's a short number.
It is a short number.
Yeah.
Let's get to page 12.
I can't wait for this to all be cut.
I'm not cutting any of this, man.
You're not cutting any of it.
I'll
Usually you're so down for cutting this.
I'll cut some of it. I'll cut the bits that aren't funny. So I'll cut all of your stuff.
Wow. You hear that, audience? Probably not, actually. Probably not.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
3.
3.
All right. So.
Up.
No,
Up.
down.
Oh, down.
3.
Oh, we got
We've
Bullseye.
got Bullseye.
We got Bushmaster. Bushwhacker. Buster Blood Vessel is who I'm ready for. And then Byra, and then Byte.
Okay.
Please tell. So that is.
We were so close.
That is a black man. I'm really worried
Well,
that Buster Blood Vessel is a little bit of a racial appropriation thing going on there.
It's a fucking
It's like
great
Buster
name.
Rhyme.
Yeah, it's a fucking
It's a great name, but
though.
I'm also a little bit terrified of that
He's got
one.
a Fantastic Four shirt on.
He does.
All right. Should I roll again?
Yeah, another D6. 6.
6. Byte.
Byte.
All right.
Is this a spider one?
It could be.
Byte, created by the Mad Thinker to be 10 times more powerful than his Gamma Droid predecessors after absorbing sonic energy from Claw. Ulysses Claw? Which one's Ulysses Claw?
Andy Serkis.
Oh, yeah. who wants to relinquish his powers, but the process was interrupted by Lyra and the She-Hulk, looking to apprehend the last criminal, Intelligentsia. When the She-Hulk destroyed the Thinker's Switzerland lab, the unfinished Byte attacked, but was defeated when She-Hulk forcibly used Claw's powers against it. Right. So it's a lab in Switzerland.
I just want to
with a pre-established character.
That's it.
Well, bring up the wiki. Bring up the wiki
of Byte. All right.
I think this has legs though. I think this has got legs.
There's a lot for us to do whatever the fuck we want with this,
Especially because it's also got Andy Serkis in it. Francis Byte.
Is it Francis Byte?
I reckon it's Francis Byte.
Hold on.
You're not going to find out because it's not going to tell you.
No other aliases.
Just see if it's the one that's made by the Mad Thinker with She-Hulk and all that. Simple, innit?
No.
Might be
Gamma
Byte.
Droid is I think it's this one, right?
Right.
Yeah, Mad Thinker.
Try then.
Oh!
Let's see the image. Let's see the image. Go back to the image. Go back to the image.
Oh, fucking ads, man.
Get that M&S ad out of here.
I don't know which one of these is meant to be Byte either.
I think it's the one that looks like the gingerbread man.
Interesting. That's it, by the way.
Byte was created by the Mad Thinker
No,
as
that's
a
the
storage
same.
device.
You just read
It's
that.
literally the same.
That's it.
Perfect.
Two appearances, one image. At all.
Wait, which She-Hulk is this? Do I have that She-Hulk and I've just never read it?
It's possible. She-Hulk 3 and 4.
I might have that in a volume and I've just never read it.
Interesting.
That's funny as fuck then.
So... Yeah,
I can't see it here.
I mean, like, what...
I know I have it. Right. Huh.
Yeah, there's not much...
Go on to their affiliation, relationships, physical characteristics, origin, and all that. Right, Mad Thinker. I think we have to look at Mad Thinker in a bit. But hold on.
There's literally nothing else.
No, scroll down. Was there literally nothing on that page?
Yeah, that's it.
No, are you sure?
That's it. This is it.
Okay, just for the sake of closure for me.
What?
Click that Mad Thinker page one more time and scroll a bit more. Yeah, there's shit there. Come on.
Oh my god, the number of ads.
There's a lot here, actually. Except for the fact that it begins with the Mad Thinker is a complete mystery. Gene Tech. Okay, we got something there. We got Gene Tech.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we got Fantastic Four mentioned. We got Gene Tech. Don't you dare say this is a Doom universe. I'll kill you.
No, I
kill you.
actually don't want to do that at the moment.
Good.
Iron Man. Oh.
Iron Man mentioned. The original Human Torch. Did he make the Human Torch?
Ultron. What if Byte is like an offshoot of Ultron?
Right. I get what you're saying there, but I'm kind of curious about all the Mad Thinker shit now. We got Iron Man, we got Fantastic Four. Obsessed with probability. You're scrolling so fast, man. I can barely read a word.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to get to the...
Bro.
I'm trying to get to the Mad Thinker stuff. Where was it?
It's right there.
Where?
I was reading it.
Where? Here.
Yeah. There we go. What? He was able to predict precise moments in time where the police would be thwarted while chasing his clients. He was able to predict things like when a hot dog vendor would impede a foot chase, to where pipe mains would burst, making a police chase impossible. So skilled was the Mad Thinker that he could even predict something as weirdly specific as the organ grinder's monkey setting fire to a deserted shack where incriminating evidence was held. Establishing himself in the criminal underworld and earning the trust of many New Yorkers' gangs. Okay, so I've got an interesting start for this.
Okay.
Right, so here's my theory.
Right.
We start it in phase, whatever the new phase is.
Yeah.
But we do... So Tom has recently shown me Hawkeye.
Yes.
And Hawkeye does a lot of, let's remember what happened in 2012 in this area, and let's remember what happened in Endgame for this character, and let's remember this and this and this. But in a good way. And what I think we should do is we should have the Mad Thinker essentially be introduced into canon by showing how he's predicted every single event that's ever happened in the Marvel timeline and how he's somehow benefited from it. So he's essentially just like a stock exchange guy.
You're basically...
Who's heavily benefited because he can predict the odds of everything that's happened in the MCU. I just want
you to note that you're basically making the leader from Brave New World.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I think we can do it better than the leader from Brave New World. Because I think the leader from Brave New World is fucked on so many levels, but I think even the key thing of what we're doing here is that we're establishing that he's been doing things related to things in the MCU rather than random tangential events.
Okay.
In Brave New World.
But then,
but also the stakes are way lower with someone like this. So because he's just a regular stockbroker where he's maybe got 20 quid in his pocket and then he gets an advantage.
Are you thinking like a Westworld season 3 situation of maybe making an algorithm that predicts? I
kind of, but very low stakes. This is literally just how did this guy make his money so he can then make the robot that is the main character in this story?
Right.
Is the way I'm seeing it.
Okay.
And I think that's a funny bit, is doing how did we get here? And then you start in 2008 and he says, I'm going to sell my stock shares.
Yeah.
Or, it's I'm going to...
He's going to short Stark Industries.
Before...
No. The smart thing would be he shorts Stark Industries. So when the stock goes down, he gets rid of the short.
Yeah.
And then and then when Tony Stark returns, he's hold on. And announces that... when Tony Stark announces that, he's going to stop weapons production.
Yeah.
He buys all the stock. He buys back all the stock.
Yeah, when everyone else is selling their stock for Stark Tech because he's stopped doing weapon munitions.
He's onto something.
Yeah. And then suddenly... So he basically sees Tony Stark do that, immediately goes, I should predict some things, buys...
Yeah.
Don't do the levels while we're talking because that is the worst thing you can do on mixing afterwards.
I know.
It's not worth doing. All right. Where was I?
So he sold he's bought all the Stark Tech stocks.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And maybe he's met Iron Man before.
Maybe. He doesn't really have... I think it's better if it's just because, also, this is a lab in Switzerland. So I think this is just some guy in Switzerland with Robin Hood app on his phone or some shit.
Yeah.
Where he just buys a bunch of stocks in 2008.
Is it okay? First of all, is this a show or a movie? I'm thinking a show. If you're doing it, if you're doing the flashback,
I think it has to be a show because everything feels low stakes. It feels She-Hulk level.
Yeah.
So it kind of has to be a show inherently. I've seen bits. I've watched 2 episodes. And that's all I really needed to watch.
Interesting. You missed all the Matt Murdock stuff.
I saw clips.
It's not the same.
I saw clips afterwards, and that's all I really needed, to be honest.
But yeah,
anyway, yeah, but it should be a TV show because low stakes.
Yeah.
Even if it's a short one. I could even see it just being a TV movie. But, we did that for the John Cena one, right? That was a TV movie. That was a special look.
Yeah. I don't think this should be a special look, though. I think if you're doing... this level of... It's too
silly.
It needs enough time to flesh out.
No, but I can see this all being a 10-minute bit. Where he's just making the right calls at the right times, and if you know your MCU history, you're like, clever.
Yeah.
So he buys up Stark shares during the Iron Man stuff, and then maybe during Avengers he sells all of his New York stuff just before the alien invasion happens.
He figured you just have that he's tuned into all the stuff that's going on, and he's
before the things are happening.
Yeah, well, and and the thing is that he's figured out that the Stark Tower Like, the second Stark Tower comes online, he's like, that's obviously going to be a target of something. Cell.
I don't think it's like that. I think he's just, he's made a machine, like in Westworld Season 3, so audience listeners that haven't seen that, really simplistically, they made a machine that can predict everyone's futures.
Yeah.
And it becomes an existential dread.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just when you've just gone outside the park, and it's kind of like all humans are now like robots kind of thing.
But it was based off of the idea of like an algorithm that could predict stock fluctuations, and eventually control them.
But so essentially, he's just a silly little guy from Switzerland who has similar tech, and so he just does whatever the robot tells him to do. But that means that he's like selling New York property before an alien invasion. He doesn't know that there's going to be an alien invasion, but the robot has predicted that this will be the case.
So is the robot Byte?
It could be, but I think it's funnier if he just makes a robot.
Why?
I just do.
I think
it's in my heart.
I think it makes more sense.
I think I've got a passion. I've got a passion for the random robot.
No, but I think if you've got something like this, you've got. I think the more realistic outcome is that the algorithm itself wants to be able to is tired of just predicting outcomes and wants to start affecting them, and so
becomes Byte. He wants to get a Byte into the historical timeline, into the world events.
Yeah, sure.
He wants to make a bite-sized dent in things.
Okay.
Help!
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
But the thing is, what's the story here other than that one sequence?
No, but I'm just saying. Okay, it's a cool opener.
Okay, yeah.
It's a cool opener.
So the opener is like the montage.
Like, how does this guy have his wealth? Okay, quickly established. He has his wealth because he has a weird machine that predicts everything.
Yeah.
And it's conveniently bought and sold stock at different times for different things. And it's all like, it's something to do with Sokovia at one point, something to do with the Sokovia Accords at another point. He's predicted which houses are going to be...
Him immediately shorting housing. Because before the blip, knowing that like suddenly a bunch
there's going to be an abundance of housing for a bit, and then he's going to buy up housing just before the blip comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Right. But they also kind of establishes him as an arsehole from day one, because he's basically profiting off
everyone's
all
suffering.
of the misfortune of the entire Infinity War.
It's the Big Short, but it's happened like 7 times.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, we should just make this. No, we should not make this the Big Short for Marvel. That would be so stupid.
Now hold on.
Let me explain the Sokovia Accords with Margot Robbie in a bathtub.
Now hold on.
No, I should not have said that. That was a terrible idea.
No, because...
No, it's a terrible idea, Thomas. Audience listeners, he's staring. He's doing this face where he's like,
I'm trying to...
After all, why shouldn't I?
I'm trying to work it out. Okay, fine. Do you know what? Fuck it. We'll tie it into the upcoming...
I'm still not done with he could even predict something as weirdly specific as an organ grinder's monkey setting fire to a deserted shack.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I think that the Mad Thinker has 2 feats that he's ever done, and these are both of them, and that's why he can even do. He did feat 1.
Did this,
and he can even do feat 2.
He did this thing on page 6, and he did this thing on page 18.
Yeah,
and then Mr. Fantastic put him in a headlock, and he was never seen again.
Yeah,
is the kind of vibe that I'm getting from this.
I think it should... okay, fine. I think it should revolve around his algorithm.
Yeah.
Is predicting the... You're going to hate me for this.
Right.
Is predicting the, like, end of the universe. It's like, yeah, all of the stocks just disappear.
You're bringing it back to the shit that's happening in... Yeah, I could see that happening. Fine.
So it's like...
you know what? I think I would only accept this if it's a brief mention. Because I think it's a good way of peppering in the fact that they do have to start mentioning it while still like telling a unique story.
Well, what if the algorithm itself, the reason that like okay, the question is, who is our protagonist? Is Byte our protagonist?
I think Byte is our protagonist.
So maybe Byte can't be,
or at least Byte is our focal point. And I would say that the Mad Thinker is probably the mentor / antagonist.
Okay, what I'm
kind of like
what I'm thinking is like in Westworld.
Yeah.
The Mad Thinker isn't the man. It's the Mad Thinker is the algorithm.
Nah.
Why not?
Nah.
Why not?
I just like.
But we've already taken away all of the things that make him the Mad Thinker because he's not doing any of the mad thinking.
But I think that's funnier. No, hear me out. I think it's funnier if he's called himself this, and then ultimately he has no real power of his own. All of his power is locked into this device that he's built.
But then he's not a villain.
I think he can still be a prick.
No, but he's not a competent villain because the second that like the algorithm is not there.
But I think that's interesting.
I
think that's interesting, and hear me out why.
All right.
Right. The reason is because that kind of an algorithm, if he disguises it in the right way at the right time, people don't necessarily know that his entire power is only crutched on this device.
Mm.
There is no reason why he would have like revealed that to the public that he just has this robot that tells him things.
Right.
So, or why he would ever tell like another one of his inventions how he's not all powerful.
Right.
He would probably want that invention or that person or whoever in his life to assume he's this mad genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he's ultimately just a guy who was very lucky who built a thing.
So where does Byte come into this?
I think Byte is an invention. I think Byte is an invention that he makes under the behest of the algorithm,
right,
that essentially is designed to usurp them both, or is designed to usurp the guy.
Right.
And then Byte is kind of like a, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna do my own thing.
But what's...
We'll find it. The story, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. What's going on?
I understand this one hiccup.
The one hiccup that is nothing's going on. Nothing's happening.
I understand this one hiccup, however.
Yeah.
I think we should bring back the organ grinder monkey, personally.
No. So...
Why not?
I'll
leave if we're not bringing
No, I think
we're in my house.
I think that there is something interesting with the algorithm itself having like an existential crisis of like purpose.
Yeah.
Looking at like all of the stocks just like flatline to zero, and it being like what all of them, and him being
wait,
like,
why would all the stocks
because the universe ends. So it predicts that, like...
I would say he's been predicting this timeline based on stocks this entire time. And then he's seen the final end result finally, and it's literally just flat nothing.
It seems that, like, in 2026...
And he's like, what?
Or whatever the MCU time
like 2027 or whatever.
Yeah. It's like the stocks just stop. They don't just stop. They all just flatline to zero.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, how can they all...
Yeah.
Like what?
How
happens?
can they all go? What happens? Yeah,
and then being like, does the Earth get blown up? Do I need to leave? And then like looking at like connecting it to alien stocks. Like my idea is that this man doesn't just trade on the Earth stock exchange.
Oh, 100%.
He trades on the universe stock exchange.
This is 100% like the human is just a guy with an earpiece who's talking to the robot this entire time. And, like, he's got this corporate, like, boardroom and whatever. And like, one day it's, like, the Yakuza. And another day it's, like, Skrulls. And then, like, another day it's, like...
who are just in his office?
Yeah, so they're always just coming down to Earth to Switzerland in this remote facility. So, kind of like an like that kind of remote facility in Ex Machina where you've got, like, fuck tons of money and you just live in the middle of nowhere. And he just brings in, like, random aliens and world leaders and
so what
people
I'm
like that.
saying is that maybe this, like... the stock's just dropping off. Is like the final episode. Almost.
I think that's the catalyst event. That's how do we find out what's going on?
Right.
That's the I've predicted the future. Oh, what do you mean the future is that bleak? What's going on moment? That's episode 1. That's
and
your,
it pushes him to be like, okay,
that's your paradise what the fuck moment.
Yeah, and then without spoiling anything.
Without spoiling it.
And it pushes him to be like, okay, well, if Earth's fucked, I know the deadline is like in a few years' time.
And this is the robot, probably not even telling the human all of the information. Because he doesn't want to make the human have an existential crisis that the world is going to end.
Well, it's not just but he's like, oh, well, why don't you go search for a solution? Is there, maybe that's when he starts getting the idea of like, hey, we can use this not just to make money, but to like change like if we can predict the future, we now have enough information to change what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a few episodes, like a short series of somebody making huge changes to the universe that have no impact whatsoever, and the depression and the slow depression being like, it's fucked.
Yeah.
And then where does Byte come in?
Go back to Byte.
I'll do.
No, this is perfect. This is so little. No, go back to that page. Go back to that page. Right. Okay, so there's not much here. Show me that low-res JPEG image again. Up. Right, so he is the weird one that looks like the gingerbread man.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's a big just chunk of shit.
He's like Minecraft Steve if he was created in the Doom unit, in the
I think he's
Doom
like
Eternal
if
universe.
you tried to make Clayface a Minecraft character, but a robot.
Yeah, it's just like a big square robot.
Yeah, it's weird. And the texture's off as well, but yeah. Byte was created by the Mad Thinker to be 10 times more powerful than his Gamma Droid. Okay, right, so I think I've got it. So the robot has an existential fear that the world is going to end.
Yeah.
And knowing about Thanos and all of this shit, he assumes that it's going to be some shit like Colossus.
You mean
Galactus, whatever. Yeah.
Colossus is the
I know he's the guy. He's the guy. Whatever. But like he's going to assume that it's a massive threat.
Yeah.
So the only solution that he can conceive of is just build big man that can hit thing.
Yeah.
Right. When it's actually a lot more existential than that in the wider thing, because it's literally just Earths collapsing in on each other.
Well, maybe this is a short then.
I can see it being a special look.
Maybe it is a special look, because the idea of like just zooming in on this one guy.
Yeah.
Who like...
So probably like a TV hour, like 1 hour.
Yeah.
1 hour 30, maybe.
No, probably not even.
Probably not even.
Like maybe 1 hour 20 if you're like pushing it. But he's just. We spend like, I don't know, the first 10 minutes showing how he made all his money.
Yeah. There's like an
opening montage of like 2008.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to do a cheeky little bit of put on 5x structure.
Oh.
Right, okay. So, we would have how they made money, and then suddenly, oh shit.
I'm going to push for voice narration on
no
this.
Money.
I'm going to push for his narration on this.
Who?
The guy's narration. It's one of those movies.
As in the guy that made it, or...
Yeah, he's doing the...
and it's kind of like a classic Adam McKay movie where there is a narrator of some form and it's not quite the way you thought it would be at the beginning.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, this is clearly this genius guy who knows how to predict everything. And then, psych, he actually is just fucking clueless, but he's still telling us what happened. And it's actually that this robot has done all the momentum. He's like the Dick Cheney in the world, really. He's the guy behind everything. Right?
And you can even do the fake out thing of like, and then we went out into the universe to find the solution.
I think the human should die at some point. Just like Todd from Breaking Bad in Vice, when he gets that heart attack. No, he gets run over, my bad.
Why does he die? Who is he again? Is he
just he's just a slightly distant relative of Dick Cheney in real life who got run over. and then they quickly used his heart to save Dick Cheney because his heart was going through organ failure because he was fat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was what happened. But it's a good narrative vessel because it's someone that's slightly loosely connected to him, and part of the back of your head is going, how is this guy relevant again? Why is he showing us SpongeBob occasionally? And it's like, oh shit, and then yeah,
like what Oppenheimer should have done with somebody in Japan.
No, that's a terrible idea.
Should have done.
That's a terrible idea.
Just show somebody who's just living there.
But like as a narrator through the whole thing.
No, not
right,
as a narrator.
Yeah.
But just like off, like every so often, you just cut to somebody like
that
working.
That makes a lot more sense. But the way you hadn't bridged that bit, so at that point I was just thinking, you mean like the narrator voice in an Adam McKay movie? It's just a guy talking Japanese about who Oppenheimer was, and then suddenly like,
But this feels more like. Have you ever seen Legend?
I have not seen Legend.
The Tom Hardy movie. So to spoil it.
Oh, sorry, not I Am Legend or any of those. You mean the Cray Twins one? Yes, I've seen the Cray Twins one.
So you know how that's narrated by
her, yeah,
and
the
then
wife, and she dies,
and she dies, and they
spoilers for Cray Twin Legend movie.
They keep the twist that she's dead a secret by having her be the narrator, and therefore you think that she's the one telling this story, from the future, and then it's like, well, you thought I was talking because I lived, well I didn't, so I'm lucky. And like doing that,
I don't know. I didn't like that bit of Legend.
I did.
I didn't like it.
Oh, anyway.
So, exposition, how they made their money, rising action, oh shit, no money.
I'd like to see a thing where the algorithm predicts that he's going to be one of the half to get snapped. And then he's like, well, what can I do to change that? Like just in the montage, being like, you're going to disappear. And then being like, well...
Oh, you mean the guy that made him? The guy that made the algorithm?
The guy that made the algorithm is going to disappear for like 5 years.
I think that's fine. I think if anything, that's in the opening montage, and they show that he's gone for a bit, and he comes back, and it's like
even more.
Oh, what's happened? And it's like, oh, well, while you've been away, I've quadrupled our portfolio.
Yeah, it's like brilliant.
Anyway, moving on.
You now own like all of the houses in North America.
What was the company that he owns? Check that.
I don't
Jamie, pull that up.
Did it actually say?
Jamie, pull that up. It was somewhere. I think it was on Byte's story on the thing. So if you go back on this page, back to Byte, down. No, there's nothing.
No, there isn't.
I swear there was a company in one of these.
No.
What the fuck, bro?
So I would just make it be like. I don't think it matters. It really doesn't matter what the company's called.
I think it's fun. Oh, Gene Tech. I think Gene Tech's brilliant.
All right.
Because Gene Tech is such
the amount of fucking ads on this site.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Terrifying.
But get ad blocker for one, but two.
It's because I'm using the Safari on there.
Right. So I think Gene Tech's brilliant because it's so vague and meaningless that it's exactly the kind of thing that would just be a stock trader company like Shell Company, where you don't really want too many eyes on it, and you're just buying up random shit. Right? So we got the exposition, we got the rising action, we got the action climax. We're going to have falling action, and then we're going to have a resolution.
By the way, Gene Tech is not owned by the Mad Thinker.
It is now.
Yeah.
There we go. So any sweaty little fan out there.
So what does he try?
He was getting annoyed at us just then.
So what does he try to... So what's he actually trying to achieve? He's trying to...
So when you're saying he... I think I'm getting confused because I'm seeing this as the robot is the one with the agency.
Right.
Versus the guy.
Right.
So the robot, I think, is trying to just... The robot is probably having an existential crisis in its own because this is the first time that it's never been able to predict anything. And it's... Because, like, this is an entity that has been able to predict aliens coming down.
Yeah.
From a portal in New York before anyone, before Nick Fury, probably. Just like half of the population of all
people,
everywhere going. Like, he's managed to predict all of this, and then suddenly it's just all of the data he has is that stocks have stopped everywhere, across the universe, and so it's like, oh my god, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah,
and I think naturally from there, what you do is you build something massive. Like, you panic, and you're just like, we gotta do something.
Yeah.
And then you just build a big guy called Byte.
Right.
You see?
Not really, but like,
I think if
anything,
anything, this should be a special that sizzles out and fades.
Because it's like...
Because it is literally, oh fuck, what do we do? We can do nothing.
Like
and
like
I think this can only work in something like Marvel.
Are you thinking like an end of Don't Look Up kind of like,
almost like Don't Look Up, where it's kind of like a, oh god,
it's coming,
and I can do nothing.
Yeah.
I think this would be perfect before Doomsday and everything else.
Yeah,
because this does set this up, and it does make it feel as existential as Endgame and Infinity War did. Because Infinity War was good at making you go, oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. Like, even though, realistically, you as a 17-year-old, 20-year-old, whatever, you know that they're going to bring Spider-Man back, because it's Spider-Man.
There was
still like a, oh fuck moment.
But there was still that,
despite the sheer weight of everyone knowing that these are characters
Well, it's also the fact that it like, even now... I think that ending still hits.
Yeah.
With like they're gone. And like, they come back. But like, the 5-year time gap was such a good idea because it meant that it had real weight to it. That it's like, everyone had to live without
I think
these
this is a good prep piece for Doomsday.
Yeah.
Where there hasn't been as much build up for this timeline, for this stuff and this arc. So they can go, look, here's the dread that you've been missing from this entire equation.
I actually think...
Because the Thinker, or whatever his name from...
I think that the end of this is the guy trying to talk to the voice thing, the AI thing, and the AI just turning itself off.
I think that's a great ending as well.
And then he's like, what? You can't just leave me here.
No. Okay, I know exactly how this... I can see exactly how this is ending. So they've made Byte...
Yeah.
Right? And they've prepared themselves for this last stand where they think like, this is probably not even our world. I think that's the way we do it. This is a different universe. This is a special look in a different universe, which is almost exactly the same. And the only way that you even get a hint that it's a different universe is that the intro bit where he's doing all of these clever stock trades is just ever so slightly different from the timeline that we know.
Actually, what I would do is that I would have it...
Let me finish the bit first, because I was halfway through. Yeah. Right. So that is the... Hold on, brain has to get back to where we were. So that was the ending. That was like the trickle in. And then the ending, you have the robot ready. Like, they're assuming they're going to be up against Galactus. This is the last stand. Earth is looking like in the shitter, right? And then you see the rift thing open up. And then that's when the robot turns itself off. So he's like, what do we do now? It's not a big thing that we can just punch.
Yeah.
Turned off. Gone.
Yeah.
Dread for the audience for the next one.
I was going to say that the way that we distinguish this universe from being different to the main one, this is the universe where the other half of everyone got disappeared away.
That could be a good way.
And so you just have like a brief mention that like
Iron Man's been missing, or at least Iron Man was missing at that time.
No, you do a brief mention that like someone else is the one who sacrificed himself to kill Thanos at the beginning.
Rest in peace, Captain America.
Yeah, and like the Avengers led by like T'Challa and Wanda and other people went back in time and brought back the everyone else. And you do it that way. Yeah, and then like definitely the like existential dread of being like, oh, this is what it looks like when a universe dies, and that can look whatever Marvel decides it's going to look like. Whether that's a giant hole in the sky with another Earth, or if it's just white out void, gone. Like
further. Okay. I think this could be an interesting way of piecemealing in that Earth is probably the still the catalyst center point of the Secret Wars story. So I think the fooling action in this, like the Act 4, is essentially the robot still like desperately trying to stare at the numbers so hard that he gets something out of it, and all he gets out of it from that rigorous research is that technically the stocks fall on Earth first, and then trickle through the known universe.
Yeah, it's like
from there,
but it's like very quickly. It's like within the same minute.
Yeah, so he's gathered that technically there are 58 seconds when between Krill stock trade is still up.
I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know what Krill is either. Krill yourself for examining.
The sea animals. Yeah, like No, I get what you mean.
Yeah. So I think that's something there. So what I've got right now is exposition, how they made money with gene tech, right?
Yeah.
And then rising action. Oh shit, no way, the numbers, they're going down. Kind of like the Don't Look Up. Oh, that's a meteor.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's going this way? Oh.
Yeah.
How do we stop it? Build a robot.
Yeah.
Build a robot. Probably travel the known galaxy, or have the guy who thinks he's in charge of everything with the earpiece, have him do lots of fucking errands because you're so busy in the lab doing the number crunching. So have him do all the errands to go to Space Wakanda or something to grab some more vibranium to put into this fucking robo body that you assume is for
and he's you have things of him talking to the UN about this thing is coming.
Yeah,
and it's not something that I think the Avengers are going to be capable of solving on their own.
Yeah.
They need it needs all of the resources pulled into one thing.
While probably realistically, this robot and this guy, and gene tech as a whole are not equipped to be talking to places like the UN.
Yeah,
they're more equipped to be talking to private financial people, because they have never had to consider saving the universe as their primary function, because they're just a private entity, right? So that's probably the even funnier bit of them being we have to contact the UN, and they're I'm sorry, who the fuck are you?
Yeah,
you are literally meaningless, and then they have to be look at our portfolio through the years.
It's a bit Dr.
Pepper.
Is it the day after tomorrow with the cyclones?
With Dennis Quaid and the cyclone,
yeah.
Where he's having to prove to everyone, and they're who the fuck are you?
Yeah, and he's like, the numbers don't lie. It's coming, and everyone's
the nurse. Yeah.
That's my constituents don't believe in that.
It's the Don't Look Up the day after tomorrow, but for the MCU.
Yeah.
I think this is a good way of doing it.
Don't look up tomorrow.
Don't look up tomorrow. Don't look up tomorrow. You're one of the good ones. Okay.
Don't come to Earth 617 tomorrow.
But yeah, they build the robot. He tries to barter with all of these world agencies and the Guardians and the Reavers. Probably the Reavers are maybe the one group out there in the known universe that
you mean the Ravagers again?
That one, the Ravagers.
You're terrible with these names.
They're meaningless.
They're not meaningless.
They're meaningless.
What the fuck are Reavers?
Oh, they're from Firefly. That's where I got Reavers from.
Fucking hate Firefly.
I'm sorry, the better one.
I literally cannot stand Firefly. I tried watching Firefly and it killed me.
It's cringe, but I love the cringe. Anyway, Firefly, great. But moving on. The Ravagers. So the Ravagers are the only group because they're kind of an in-between of a kind of a force in the galaxy, but also a private pirate group, right? So they're probably the only one that gives this guy the time of day for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And vaguely considers teaming up with them. And then maybe they're protecting Earth, and the Avengers are getting pissed off that the Ravagers are nested outside of Earth.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the other Earth appears and the Ravagers just fuck off.
Yeah.
Because they're just we were down for something, but not this. Whatever this is, it's too much.
Yeah. And then for part of a plan later, I think just before the universe gets destroyed in that final you see that the Byte robot
of 87
is the
I saw it for the first time just now, and I was like, I have to.
Okay,
Go on.
you see that Byte is
From
teleported. Is teleported away. How do you remember the dates of the FNAF Byte, but not any of the names of the MCU
Because they're
characters?
in memes. The MCU.
How do you know about the Byte of 83? That's the bit, like,
Because that's also in memes. I haven't played FNAF.
Yeah. Okay.
I've listened to Matt.
So
Go on.
the robot.
Yeah. the robot, which we will not name,
Yeah.
from 1987.
Robot who shall not be named
Yeah.
is like yanked away by like TVA or some like it's just taken away to be used somewhere else.
I don't see why.
Because actually, yeah.
No, because I think it's more of a like the TVA probably wouldn't even bother with this timeline
Actually, yeah.
just because it's literally like it's solving itself,
Yeah.
and like if anything that removes the dread of this, because it's like not even a robot that's been built from multiple different civilizations, like
Yeah.
advanced technologies, all combined into one thing.
Knows what's yeah.
Can do anything about this, whatever this is.
Or
Because it doesn't matter how absolutely strong this thing is.
So you know
if
how
it
like
can't...
you know how like in the comics the other Earth doesn't just appear and then they're gone. There's
Yeah.
like a bit of time for them to like fight each other, right?
Yeah.
So my thinking is
I
that
would
they
just
built
cut on the Earth, and then
okay,
that would be how I would do it.
We
But go
could do
on.
it.
Yeah.
My thinking is that they've built this robot that's like the final thing that can like save our world.
Yeah.
And then it just gets fucking domed immediately by the other universe's Earth that has just better tech, that's just more advanced than their Earth.
Because it could even be a version of the Illuminati.
What, on the other Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that would be the
Thanos'
perfect group that would understand how to get rid of this. Because they would 100% know the game that they're playing.
Yeah.
Essentially. So
it's the whole thing is like Prisoner's Dilemma-esque anyway. It's like, hey, we can either both die or one of us dies.
But they know that that's the game.
Yeah.
Whereas no one knows what this is and what's going on, and all they've done is just build a robot that's very good at hitting things. Technically, through sheer power,
because
like,
there's got to be
agility.
there's got to be a lot of like different universes that when they collide, one is just way more advanced than the other and just completely wipes it. And showing us from the perspective of a universe that's just unfairly matched, with another one, and just being like, so like. Personally, I wouldn't show the multiverse like their universes collapse. The final thing would be like a really heroic, like, we're gonna launch this huge robot over and he's gonna take care of the problem, whatever it is. The thing opens up, you're like, oh shit, another Earth. Oh well, off you go, lad, off you go.
Tally ho,
lads. And he like starts flying up. He starts flying up, and then like the Thor of their universe, or like
just
or something, or
through
like
their head.
they've got like an evil Captain Marvel, or or they've built like it's like on that universe. There's just Thanos with an Infinity Gauntlet that just and it's like oh.
I think it has to be more than just one of them. I think what it has to be, because this is an entity that is essentially predicted Thanos, predicted aliens, predicted everything. So it has to be like, oh, there's 5 of them, and they're ready, and they know exactly what's going on.
Normally, it is one universe, one v1.
No, I mean as in there's 5 people from that universe who are all world friendly. I understand that it's one universe. I'm saying that if it's like just Thanos, then the robot would have hope.
Yeah.
The robot would go, oh, well, I've dealt with Thanos before by predicting this. Or if it was just 4, it'd be like, oh, well, 4's really easy to predict.
I see what you mean. It's like an Illuminati.
It's a system overload, basically.
Yeah, it's like, that's why I kind of like the idea that it's just it doesn't matter. The universe is just way more advanced. Than like we don't even see what it is. We just see like a beam come from that Earth.
I think you just see the silhouette of a couple of them.
Maybe and it's not even clear.
It's not even clear as to whether or not they win or lose. As in, if you're an idiot, you can maybe assume that there's a potential chance of this happening. But it's kind of just like you've worked out that this is the end of the road.
I don't know, but I kind of like the idea of like the just your big hope being just destroyed in one go, and being like, we're not just outmatched.
Oh no! I've realized how we do it. You see, you have that fight with the Illuminati.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that they take from this Earth? It's the supercomputer that can predict a lot of things and almost gave this universe a fighting chance against them, and they just enslave this computer.
No, that's too long. I think. I think.
No, I can see that being a 2 to 5 minute clip at the end.
For me,
yeah,
I'm thinking it's like, you know, like in 2012, the movie. The whole thing is like, we've got to get on these ships that are going to save humanity. Yeah. And that's
I
the
haven't
whole.
seen 2012, but sure, I can guess that's what that
so
is.
the world is flooding and everything else, and everyone is trying to
get on the boats,
clamber
like Noah's Ark,
onto these Noah's Ark boats. Yeah. I'm seeing
right.
that like it's like finally we've got this protector that we've just got it in time, and we just got it, and
it's like Pacific Rim when
Pacific, and then just it getting just outmatched entirely, and it not being like, oh, like we got outmatched because we fucked up. Like, no, you did everything perfect,
and it still means
it still means nothing. Because
what's this got to do with what I said? Because this is just what we said.
No, because it needs to be a quick
No, that's not contrary to what I said at all.
So no. That's why
he gets snapped quickly. Like the Byte character gets snapped. The supercomputer is the only thing that remains from that Earth and gets dragged over to the other Earth.
I don't even think it gets taken.
No, I think that makes complete sense. And for like the reason of like, this guy isn't a threat. But it's a very useful tool for us for the next fight that we have to do because of the way all that Earth stuff
the reason
works.
why I wasn't gonna like that can be what actually happens after.
Sure, but you don't show it.
But I wouldn't show it.
Yeah,
and it could be a thing that is
you reveal
after,
later. Yeah,
but like I think the more poignant ending is just everyone on Earth just reacting to like all hope is taken.
Yeah,
and it's not
everything's
fair.
gone. Yeah, so you have to end on dread.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Maybe a post-credit sequence. Maybe a post-credit sequence.
Yeah, but that's what I was suggesting. Yeah. But, the way I think of it is this is the I have no mouth and I must scream ending.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, okay, so you had your, like, dramatic...
Like, almost got out
moment. Oh, now I'm trapped.
Mm.
And it's like the worst nightmare you can imagine.
Well, then that's where I would say that maybe this other universe is whoever they are.
Yeah,
they are led by like the King Thanos, like a Thanos that won and has kept all of his Infinity Stones. And like is that powerful?
Yeah, so
that we can bring them back later.
Yeah, to probably get
beaten by Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
great.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Sick.
And Byte got domed in one go.
Yeah. So this is Byte's story, but technically it's more the Mad Thinker, i.e. both the guy and the robot, the machine intelligence. Okay. Sick. Cool.
Yeah.
End of it.
All right. Yeah.
Anything else? I've got no, I've got nothing. Got nothing to share.
Welcome to season 2.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye. The Dr. Hydraman begins to read from his book of mind control.
Dr. Hydraman was honestly so much worse than whatever I could have imagined.
It's not the same.
It's so vapid.
It's not the same mind control as Brave New World. It's the
never be.
It's classic mind control.
Right.
Not that new mind control.
Yeah, none of that.
Classic taste.
Right.
And he begins reading from the good book.
The good book.
Yes.
Okay.
The Bible.
Right. I'm tired, boss.
All right.
Yeah, no, do it.
It's hard.
Do it.
It's hard. He has to read.
What are you doing?
He struggles to read, as this book is clearly written in a foreign language.
Italian.
Yes.
All of the rooms that we've ever been in this entire season are on one elevator strip.
It's called a building.